everyone, my name is Karond. Welcome back to Mordheim Madness Season 1, where we're going to look at Kittenpaw against Slaviour. It's the losers bracket round 3. They faced each other once before here in the group stage, with Kittenpaw winning A3. Slaviour is out for revenge. Kittenpaw is out to assert its dominance over Slaviour. We have Nobles Quarters, Map 4, Six of Sigmars, and Undead. I think this is going to be a really interesting, intense game, and I'm speaking really fast right now because apparently they already started the game. So yes, let's just jump into it and wish both of players good luck. Alright, here we are. The match has just gotten underway, but nothing has really happened. We see that they are both a little bit divided here, and hope that they can get to some action pretty soon. Gonna follow this game from Kittenpaw's perspective. I don't know why Kittenpaw has marked out all of that wordstone, but he has. Carefully monitoring the minimap here, you can see that this particular building here will be a very tempting target for Slaviour to go into, and it's up to Kittenpaw to punish a move like that if he can. He is also pretty far away though. If I remember correctly, he has to cross over a few of the buildings here in the middle before he can actually get to that area. And we know that since we got to see earlier in this tournament this exact kind of deployment on this specific map, and that was when Quist faced Hole Poker. It was a pretty long game, and I hope we don't get a too long game here for these two players. They've already tried to play once, and they ended up desyncing after a while, with no really clear winner. Maybe Slaviour had a slight little advantage, but it was not that decisive, and who knows what went on when there was a desync like that. Lots of crazy things happened. They're taunting each other because both of them in that game stayed in their respective houses for quite a long time, and I think both of them don't really want to camp. Both of them want to be aggressive, but both of them also don't want to be the one to take the first step to be aggressive. You can see a poison cloud here already. Wow, that's a pretty fast move. One of them is a false poison cloud. Still a pretty fast move here by Slaviour. I've already gotten down there, and that is good news. That means he's abandoning this particular house, going for the middle houses instead. He's gonna see what Kittenpaw can do. Fighting in and out of houses would probably be good for, mostly for Slaviour, because there's a bigger ranged compartment here for Kittenpaw. You can see the two marksmen here, but then you also have the Matriarch and the Purifier, neither of them who are meant to be super heavy into melee, casting comets and so forth. The Matriarch, we already know that she is an order leader. This is round 3 of the losers bracket, and we already know actually who they're going to face when we go to the losers brackets round 4, and it's going to be Faro85, who recently defeated Marcus Kane. Is the objective here of Kittenpaw? Trying to use these houses as cover, possibly, as he tries to edge closer. He doesn't want to be caught out in the open here, because if you do, you know that the two necromancers of Slaviour will poke their heads out and focus fire, and then you have a lot of damage on you, and possibly dead character, and he doesn't want that disadvantage early on, so he has to be careful. Kittenpaw has a lot of healing available to him, a tremendous amount of healing. He has both of the warrior priest, who has healing hand, and then he has healing circle with both the matriarch and the purifier. So lots of healing coming in here. Slaviour meanwhile doesn't have that kind of luxury. The only thing that he actually has is a Globadier. And while I do think that he has the healing globe, which is called infused globe, it's nothing else besides that. And you can see, because of all of that healing, Kittenpaw can definitely afford here to use exhaustion more liberally and then just heal up later on. A luxury that most warbands cannot take on. Yeah, you can see it. He wants to that's probably a better position, yeah. I don't think he wants to stand in the open like this. We have missed the first turn, I think, so yeah, gonna play it safe. Doesn't want anyone to be out in the open, and I think that's a wise move. Gonna stay here as well. It doesn't want to be in here to block each other, but you could stand behind the guardhouse. There was a tiny little wall there you could go into on this side as well. Key thing to figure out is where Slaviour actually is, and I think he's more likely to be in the left corner here rather than the right one. You saw both of the poison clouds, but I think it's a much quicker route to throw the real poison cloud in the lower left rather than the middle gate here. And it's a bug that's been here for a while. Whenever you do throw a poison cloud, another poison cloud will manifest on the map, and it's a false one. It doesn't actually do anything. Don't go into poison this time. Yeah, Kittenpaw was taking a tremendous amount of poison damage from the Globadier, and he threw a few poison clouds, and Kittenpaw was just all over that, going back, being too indecisive, and ended up taking way more damage than he needed to, because he went into a cloud, went out of the cloud, went into the cloud again with the same character in the same turn, and that cost him so much. There was so much damage done to him for no reason, and he doesn't need that. Quiet game. They might go around this building, but if they do, I think it's mostly just to circumvent the field of vision here that Slaviour could have. Joining the matriarch? Yes, indeed. Feels strange to go about with Ulrich's gift right now. It's not like going to enter melee in the next round. You can take a look at the top left corner of the the screen if we do want. We see that initiative here is 264 to 160. but that's all right. I think that's very much all right, because we do know that Slaviour is entering this with 5 zombies and they don't count, and that's the biggest thing. That explains the difference, and that means that Kittenpaw needs to have lots of his units going down before he takes a route test. Especially if the matriarch happens to die and he still has the wolf priest there that's almost immune to route tests. And that's true for Slaviour as well, since the zombies don't lose morale and he has plenty of units left over. He needs to lose, what is it, 4 other units? And, you know, that's pretty much... no, he probably needs to lose... Let's see here. He can lose... what is that, 96? 96 morale. Yeah, that is quite a bit. That's 24 more. Yeah, he can lose all of his heroes. And still, that's only 88 morale loss. So you probably need to kill Slaviour's entire warband to actually kill him. Unless you can get to the wagon, but with this kind of movement, I doubt that's going to be the case. Unless Slaviour's done a foolish thing and brought his idol with him. But I don't think he has. He is, you can see that idol is still there. Something that beginners always do. They take the idol with them for no apparent reason and they lose more morale and then they die quicker. Really not a strong move. Okay, the poison globe lights up. That gives an indication to Kittenpaw that someone just passed into the poison cloud. Even if he hasn't seen anyone, he knows someone just went into the poison cloud. Possibly a zombie. So last time we saw a vampire thrall, 2 necromancers and a globadier, and I think that Slaviour is going to enter with the same warband once more. I think that Slaviour would be fearful of this big building here in the middle center. I think that he expects Kittenpaw to already occupy that building with most of his warband. That's why he doesn't want to move forward too much. But little does he know that Kittenpaw is not going for that yet. Gonna skip ahead a little bit on some of the movement here. Okay, so apparently we've seen a zombie now. Yeah, I think that both players were trying to outflank one another and then they just happened to get into contact. I think this is really interesting. We can probably see a lot of things happening now. I need to be wary of that particular opening. Can fully see Pavel, the nice little zombie. Yeah, that's a good choice. Indeed, why did you go that way? See, I think that Slaviour was thinking that he was going for the house. And both players seem to have wanted to outthink one another, and then this happened. Very interesting, very odd place to have a fight in, and it might actually be to the benefit of Kittenpaw here. Since it's a narrow street and you can just flock this with melee troops and do a lot of damage. Of course, it's also ideal for Spell of Doom after 2 Necromancers, if that will come to pass. We'll see. See another zombie. Oh, that's 3 henchmen all bunched up together, ready to be hit with Spell of Doom. Deems it not worthy. You can see the zombie there. Saw 2 quick delays here by Slaviour. I think moving forward here to start throwing down the comets. Isn't that the case? Yes, it is. And it's nice, start doing a little bit of damage since there is a limited amount of healing available to Slaviour as opposed to Kittenpaw. 2% chance of something happening. Let's see if something occurs. No. What about after a third spell here? 17%. That's actually quite a bit. What could happen? Nothing. Not gonna risk a fourth, no. Some players do, particularly the player that they are gonna face after this. For 85, he seems to risk it every single time, and that's gonna backfire it someday, and they don't want a game that's this important to have something like this play such an important factor for them. Okay, she's really far away right now. I wonder what kind of units there are that use those 2 delays here. Boston Vulpes is a bit out of position. But it was nice seeing around 150 damage here being dealt to Slaviour. It will force Slaviour to act. He needs to do something. Maybe he just pulls back as well. It could happen. Watch and see if we get another delay or if these units will be revealed. Yeah, this is a really, really fantastic, absolutely fantastic place to cast down a Spell of Doom. We'll see, I managed to get that Mordheim's map off, so +1 movement. Thing is that in the previous games here that Slaviour has been playing, he has had Spell of Doom and some shooting available to him, and then some other support spells, including Call of Vanhel, of course. But I think he's changed it up, because in the last game that desynced here we saw Steal Life being available to him, and I think he's changed his spell selection somewhat. And he might have taken away Spell of Doom. And maybe there is some reason to that, like even if this is a perfect opportunity to do a lot of damage, you know that the Matriarch and the Purifier can just go into the middle of this group, cast 2 healing circles, and a lot of the damage will be pretty much negated. So he might have come to the realization that Steal Life and having both Necromancers focus fire down a target that Kittenpaw cannot heal, that's dead before he gets the chance to do that, would be a much better choice. %, Divine Wrath chance here. See if something happens. It could trigger something terrible. Imagine if he got open wounds on all of those characters. That would have been definitely horrible. I think it's a very decent chance here that Slaviour is gonna pull back a little bit and poke out with his Necromancers and do some good damage, and the rest of the team is pulling back slightly. Doesn't want to be in range of the comets. Yeah, definitely now if we're gonna see a Deny the Heretic field here as well, it would be suicide. He has to rush into this with any zombies, and I don't think that's going to be the plan of Slaviour. I think he's gonna poke out and do, yeah, exactly that. This would be the wise move here. But it's just such a nice Spell of Doom moment. It's just too bad that it doesn't work that well when you have a healing circle available to you twice over. You can see here Heart of the Wolf, that's in the lower left corner of the screen. That's the big thing about the Wolf Priests when we talked about how they are really good at taking route tests in case the Matriarch should go down. And in the previous games that they have played and in the desync recently, it's always been a focus fire target for Slaviour against Kittenpaw, so we might see that happening here again. And it's maybe also why Kittenpaw tries to keep her far away from the action this time around. But if she goes down, then the plus 35% all around fear and terror tests, as well as the leadership tests, does apply to route tests, making him a very good unit to take route tests. Assuming, of course, that no one other unit has higher leadership than him, then they will take precedence, and they will actually be the ones to take the leadership test despite having a lower chance at it, since it's only based on the actual leadership, not your percentage chance of making the route test. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Focus fire on something. And Matilda Dransbach is it. Was that a really good choice? Let's see the log. Okay, so that's a good choice. She was one of the units that did not yeah, she was not the unit that used the talisman, I believe. That would have been plus 30%, then you would have had minus 15 from improved casting of the necromancers. That's at least 15 plus your intelligence, and since it's only 10% here, it's a good indication that that's not the case. Ten is a very odd number. Maybe these necromancers don't have improved casting. Now let's see if they can actually kill Matilda Dransbach here. I think that puts some hinders up towards that goal. Oh wow, yeah. That's a really, really, really big thing in this game. That's so much bad luck here for Slaviour. He's gonna lose that guy now. Almost sure of that. He needs to engage. I think Matilda Dransbach is gonna live here. She's going to be lucky. Okay, so she's gonna go down 1-0 to Slaviour, but still, he will gladly trade for the Necromancer. That's true. That is really true. And now here comes Saxon the Silent, and he's gonna go in there and do a maximum amount of damage. Probably do a charge and then adrenaline rush. It's even blocking the zombies here. Followed by adrenaline rush, I assume. Yeah, he's definitely toast. Even if the zombies move around here and try to put themselves in the way so that you can't actually engage the Necromancer with any other unit, you do know that the comets are gonna come his way, right? So it's definitely gonna hurt. And the Crimson Shade is just further putting that into effect. Making sure that he goes before the Necromancer in the next round. Ouch, yeah, that really hurts. 83. Wonder if there is a vampire thrall here for Slaviour. You know, since I used to flee here. Since it would be a really good choice to come in with a Doomweaver, as a Doomweaver's Idol of Change would instantly nullify any kind of buffs, even deny the Heretic, that Kittenpaw relies so much upon. But I don't think he has, because I think they made a little bit of a pact here that he would enter with exact same teams as he did the first time around, when they desynced. So as to not have any of the information that they used to be turned against them. Pavel is pretty beat up. He might be a good target here for maybe one of the warrior priests here. Maybe that they do have Daredevil and they're pretty good against these kind of zombies with only 1 agility. Bringing that surprise on Slaviour could be exactly what Kittenpaw wishes to do here. Yeah. No ambush, because the Overwatch interrupted that. If it moved slightly a little bit, then yes, it would have happened, but not now. Saxon the Silent might be going down here. Let's see if he uses a flea as well. If he does, yeah, he would have taken a lot of damage to bring down Saxon the Silent. I think Kittenpaw would be happy with a trade like that. I don't see any other unit going in, okay. Remember that Saxon the Silent has 64 initiative, is gonna go very high and gonna be the first one to move in the next turn, so it's up to these units to come out of the houses and kill off Saxon the Silent if possible. Has to avoid the deny the Heretic though. Okay, so he did manage to get one more unit in here. I'm gonna see Adrenaline Rush and Saxon the Silent going down with a 95% chance of doing that, and there we go. So that's 2-0 to Slaviour here, but yeah, that Necromancer is gonna get commented down. It's not gonna be safe. 161. What kind of magic resistance? He has 20% magic resistance, so if he's a little bit lucky, and maybe Kittenpaw doesn't have improved prayer, especially not on the Matriarch, but probably has it on the Purifier. With all of these zombies committing to the fight here, I think that... yeah. Probably didn't want to actually... oh, that was unlucky. Didn't really want here to go in against the Warrior Priest, I assume. I think he wanted to get at the Purifier or the Matriarch to tie them down for the Comets. I don't know if Emilian is gonna live this round. He's gonna get a nasty surprise from that Warrior Priest. And then there's Order, of course. Might be targeted on the Warrior Priest. But what I was saying was that there are lots of zombies committing here, and you saw where the Globadier was and the Necromancer. I think with the, for example, the Wolf Priest here, he could just go around the building, and he probably catch them very much off guard. They're trying to hide now, and I don't think they are very safe in that position. Maybe he can use some unit here to trigger the zombie in the ambush next to the warrior priest, so that he can go forth and then find something that's worthwhile of killing. Yeah, I see another unit here. Of Slaviour's melee that is not protecting the Globadier or the Necromancer. They're really hating on Connor the Hound here. Gonna see Adrenaline Rush and one more attack. He's almost dead. Might see 2 healing hands. Ah, yeah, and Kittenpaw is referring here to the Vampire Thrall. It might be the unit coming up now. Bit unlucky there. Missed 2 95% chances so far. If he had gotten that, he would probably have killed Connor the Hound here. So I think it was a... It wants to avoid all of the comets coming down. Well, at least that is something that is nice. Plus 15% melee damage for that very, very dangerous vampire leader. And I kind of like this by Slaviour. I like this because it gives a lot of targets for Kittenpaw, so he has to focus here. And you can't get them all. And if you really want to get to the Necromancer, I think it's just tempting. Oh yeah, this is gonna kill off the warrior priest. Well played, GG. GG already. That's way too early, Kittenpaw. That's way too early. You haven't even used most of the warband here for the turn here. They're just gonna come up to... There we go. Nice kill. Really nice kill. So 3-0. 3-0 already. But now comes the onslaught. Now comes the danger. Here is Kittenpaw's entire warband about to move. Lots of range. Lots of power. Please whoop Pharaoh. Yeah. I talked to these players before the game, and Kittenpaw was pointing out a very interesting fact, which was in the previous tournament, Pharaoh 85, Slaviour, Kittenpaw, and Quist were all in the same group. It was kind of a group of death if you think about it, since they've all made it this far in the tournament. And they're still all in it. They are dominating the lower bracket. They are the only players that are left in the... don't attack here. Do you really want to? She has more... It's just a little bit of damage, but... Let's hope that the Matriarch misses here. No, she does not. At least she's tied up. So no more comets towards the Necromancer coming her way. I will try and go for the Necromancer. There we go. It should be possible. If you do trigger the... because the Wolf Priest has the highest chance of going there, no? You can see that from the stats screen that there is indeed a 1% chance of yes, a 1% agility for these zombies. Well, this could be nice. Hits. I think there is... I think that Slaviour is hoping that Kittenpaw also misses 2 95% chances here. Not gonna happen right now though. It's an odd thing going for after this zombie, but yeah, he wanted to chase him down, so why not? Why delay? You need a movement to get up there and start really punishing. This is probably going for the Necromancer here. Isn't that so? It's easy to hit. There we go. %19% chance to score a critical hit here and bypass all of the armor, doing more damage. 42 to 52 if he happens to score a Gonna leave this Dawson of Wessex very exposed for the zombies coming in, unless yeah, that's the problem actually, since there are two fewer henchmen here. It's nothing that Kittenpaw can really do about it. He has to just suck it up here. At least that marksman has a lot of armor on him from Armor of Righteousness. Come on, can't he go a little bit more to the right here? From that position, yes, that is a good position. Okay. No, not further. There we go. Bit unlucky, 2 wounds left remaining. And the scores, scored a critical hit here as well. See 55. Do you want to reload here? Do you really want to? No, I figured you didn't want to. Who is Kittenpaw waiting to be the savior here? Because it uses delay here on both of his spellcasters. There's something that he wants to do. Does it have anything to do with Porter Brunswick? Could he kill one of the zombies instantly? Or is he going for the Vampire Thrall? Yeah, Vampire Thrall. Yeah, need to go for the vampires. I don't know if you can actually go in there. No, you cannot. GG Mordheim. Yeah. Oh wow, trigger the zombie. Alright. Alright. Surprise him here. Insult maybe if you have it. You do have it. And no, why switch weapons? Okay. Daredevil, here comes the big surprise. Really love this move. Oh, yeah. You needed that to connect. You needed that to connect. Porter Brunswick, you're in real danger of dying in the next turn. Because even with only 1 agility point and virtually no dodge chance, you always have a 1% chance of making that. Gonna see a dead zombie here then. Which is good so far. We have 1 hero and 2 henchmen dead for Kittenpaw, and 1 hero dead for Slaviour, and it's about to be a henchman for Slaviour as well. So they are mostly keeping even score here. And it's not over yet. The wolf priest is probably gonna go and kill. Maybe it just needs to be a single. Single command of Sigmar here from the purifier to finish that off. Now let's see what else she will want to do. Some antidotes. They're really good if you're hit by a strangling globe, and maybe that's part of the arsenal of the globadier here of Slaviour. But we'll see. Yeah, you're gonna want to finish off this this little zombie here. There we go. So just now there's only a single henchman advantage here to Slaviour. Yeah, made a magic resistance test. That's very good. That's in part due to her having the talisman on, plus 30%. Gonna take a lot of risks here. Let's see if this really starts hurting on Kittenpaw. Succeeded and nothing happened. Alright. Yeah, I mean, it can be like this. And that's usually a place where you actually can't come in as well. I wonder, from that, if you wanted to go through there, did you want to go for the vampire or someone else? Because there is another path down there, isn't there? There we go. Going for the zombie, I think. You could kill the zombie. You could kill the zombie. Yeah. That evens out the score. 1 hero and 2 henchmen dead for both of them. I don't think this game is really decided. I kind of like Slaviour's positioning though, I have to say that. And that you remember that Slaviour had 2 of the 95% misses here, but those magic resistance checks, they have been golden for that vampire thrall, helping to keep the matriarch in place. And we're gonna see very, very deadly counterattack coming in right now. Alright, Call of Vanal on this zombie. Not the one that's running out on Call of Vanal, but the one that already had it. There we go. Do you want to target... you could probably kill this this marksman in one go, but I think you might want to target the warrior priest here instead. because the warrior priest is really hurt, and the zombies could go after that and actually kill the warrior priest. And that would effectively, yeah, very good choice. You can see that there is a lot of strategic thinking to Slaviour's moves here, and that's why he's one of the favorites to win this tournament. Because he's gonna go down there, and this is because the Order Matriarch doesn't have any good targets to target if the warrior priest goes down. Well, what, she made 3 resistance checks. She wouldn't be dead by that. So roughly 150 damage. She hasn't taken that much damage. She's taken 60 or something like that. 60-ish. And this Globadier retreated quite a distance. Who is he going to shoot now? Will he try... Don't step in to deny the heretic. Try not to do that, trying to find a good shot here. Finds a 95% shot chance, and yeah, that's gonna end the second warrior priest. Very important here. Most of the big support units are going to die. Very good shot. So one of the zombies is gonna go down there and kill him. Let's see what the other zombie here chooses to do. Maybe he goes in and helps out against the wolf priest. I think Slaviour doesn't really care about these exposed marksmen. I think he's gonna go and make sure that the heroes of Kittenpaw dies. Third 95% miss. But there we go. Second warrior priest down. Yeah, I think this is gonna be... When you do lose the heroes like this, I could probably tie down the purifier here as well, and chooses to do that without taking damage from adrenaline rush, which is good because he already lost one red pill going through deny the heretic. Yeah, exactly. See? Going straight for the wolf priest. I think it's going straight for the wolf priest because the wolf priest has virtually no defense right now, and the vampire can probably finish him off if you do a little bit of damage to him. And that's exactly what happens. Adrenaline rush and a second attack. Alright, yeah, probably could use the remaining movement to go into... Can you actually reach the matriarch? Yeah, you can, right? Ouch. Yeah, if the vampire does kill the wolf priest, then you can use the remaining movement on the zombie to go into one of the marksmen, thereby denying him one shot because he has to disengage, or if he has to flee, you at least get roughly 70 damage onto him. I don't know why he did that. Why not let the zombie stay? He's not going to be a focus target, and you could have provoked an all alone check here. Who knows? I mean, the matriarch might fail it. Remember that he is currently having plus 15% extra damage onto him. and Frenzy. That's plus 30%. So that's 45% now of the base damage. That's gonna really hurt. Yeah, wow, 130. And remember that that's through armor. And we see another hero go down here for Kittenpaw. A Wolf Priest is gone. What does the vampire do now? Using the talisman here is probably an indication that he wants to get closer to the matriarch and the purifier. And indeed he does. But he can't be reached by the... It's gonna be easy to hit, indeed. And she's going to go down here. I think this is GG already. Only a single purifier and 3 henchmen remaining here for Kittenpaw. It's not like he's gonna do much of a counterattack with that. Nicoletta Surdo is gonna get a few comments thrown at her, I believe. Could go into one of the marksmen here. Let's see if he does that. Oh, wants to tie up this. Yeah, alright. Gonna flee in the opposite direction. Where does she want to go? The free reign of the marksman here could be very punishing. Yeah, that effectively takes away any kind of melee. Okay, so yeah, yes, chooses to end the turn here. I think that Kittenpaw is choosing to give up in this game. Should do a voluntary route, and that will be it. It will be Slaviour against Pharaoh 85 to see who ends up the winner of the losers bracket. Who ends up as the winner of the losers bracket? They're gonna get a challenger to that position. Whoever loses between Talon and Hullpoker. It's gonna face the winner between Pharaoh and Slaviour. Yeah, hopefully this goes over very quickly. I think in some previous games, Slaviour has had a tendency to try and maximize the amount of kills needlessly. Just if you do get the purifier here and another unit, please just end the turn of every other unit so we don't have to see that. But congratulations to Slaviour. Well deserved, I think. I think that his warband had a tenacity that you could see already when he lost the group game against Kittenpaw. And in the desync game before, he did seem to have a slight edge. And that's very much manifested here with some very dangerous power here for from the zombies and the vampires in tandem. Didn't even have to use any of the poison cloud tactics that he has used previously. Gonna come in, finish off the last sister, and then the purifier, and then that's GG. There we go, and then just kill the purifier and we have this done with. So about the next game, I would expect that Slaviour is the big favorite against 485. And it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do against whoever drops down there. I hope that it's going to be alright. The game is just ended. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the game.